Hello everyone and welcome to the results of the Dreamer contest. Last month I asked you guys to come up with your own ideas for a unique legendary weapon that you would like to see in-game in Guild Wars 2. I got over 600 entries and they were all amazing. I really wish I could share and talk about every single one, but I don't want to be here for an hour, so I'm putting some of my favorites up on the screen. But thank you to every single person who entered. And biggest thanks to Monkey Herb, Frosty the Pyroman, who is the one who donated the Dreamer. Please go over to twitch.tv/monkeyherb and check out his legendary Silver Wastes farming streams. They are both lucrative and educational. I swear Monkey makes like a legendary a month. I don't know how he does it. Super kind, super nice, and super generous. Anyway, without further ado, first let's laugh a little bit and look at some of the funnier entries that I received. There's the Focus, shaped like a can of tuna that makes cats follow you around. The Longbow that sends you not safe for work Ritlock and Logan fanfiction. A Colin Johansson Focus that kills you if you mention Cantha in chat. A rifle called Progeny Popper that sounds like the disgruntled yells of the flying shark rats. A warhorn based on Zomaros that sounds like a toilet flushing. A greatsword covered in bubble wrap. You do the math on that one. A rifle shaped like a dachshund that shoots puppies. The Toolman, a hammer that makes Tim Allen grunts and leaves behind piles of hand tools. And a shield called the Distractor that looks like a giant slice of pizza, drips cheese, and leaves behind greasy footprints. Alright, now for the best of the bunch. I have a handful of honorable mentions that I just have to give some credit, even if they didn't win, because they are incredible ideas, so big props to you guys. By far, the best silly idea was a warhorn called the Bucatron, shaped like an Asuran microphone that hurls insults at the target that are race and species specific for emotional damage. At the end of combat, their character will extend their arm, drop the Bucatron, and walk off. Quote, as one of the Etten heads begins to sob, the other just stared at the mage blankly, unable to comprehend that he was just dissed. I love this idea. A shield in the shape of a dragon that when it's stowed, the dragon will actually fly around behind you and then sit on your back whenever you're standing still. How cool is that? A tower shield called the Gatekeeper. It resembles an ornate set of doors with multiple chains locking it. As an enemy grows closer to death, the chains are removed and a symbol of Grenth begins to appear. As an enemy dies, the door opens and a dark energy engulfs the player, and grasping hands reach out of the darkness of the door and pull it in. The winner of the cute idea is a hammer, the head resembling a piggy head and a pigtail at the end of the handle. Every hit sends little piglets with wings flying around, leaving pink trails and mud, and releases an oink sound. When equipped, it gives you pig ears and a pigtail. The best part about this idea is the revised name, the Juggersnout. Thank you so much to all of the honorable mentions. You guys were among my absolute favorite ideas. But we have come to the top 4. I was originally only going to pick 3 top places, but I loved all of these ideas so much that I decided to add a 4th place. So all of you will be getting prizes. Of course, the first place will be the Dreamer. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th will be sent some awesome prizes as well. So without further ado, the 4th place winner is Tawny Owlet for the legendary greatsword, the Deep. I know this one looks a little wordy, but every word just captured me. 3 metal electric eels curl around each other to form the hilt. An endless flow of water streams from the mouth of the middle eel to form the blade. Within the blade are small, colorful tropical fish that will swiftly rush along the trail of the water left behind when the greatsword is swung. There's a lot of other fantastic details, as you can see, but this image of little tropical fish frantically following the blade every time it's swung, that image and that idea is really what won it for me. The other details, such as a shark occasionally coming by and scaring the fish before they slowly begin to gather once more in the blade. And even when idle, the fish begin to leap above the water, making little splashes as they come back down. It's just so creative. And the visual of it just made me smile. I love it. Great job. The third place winner is By Gory for the Well of Torment. The Well of Torment is a living sword that captures the souls of slain characters and displays them as a trail of opaque, tormented, chained beings emerging from the user's back while he or she walks. The Well of Torment is supposed to be sinister looking and ancient, almost stone-like. The idea of these persistent slain characters and the visual of them coming out of your back and being chained behind you was just such a unique idea, and I just loved it. A truly sinister weapon that just reminds you of the carnage that you're reaping. So cool. Gory also submitted some fantastic artwork for this weapon. It had no bearing on choosing him for the winner, but it was a wonderful addition. Thank you for that. The second place prize in the Dreamer contest is Ron Pierce with the Gift of Change. This was a very early entry into the contest, and it stuck in my mind ever since the moment I read it. The Gift of Change is an elegant staff, the base looking similar to a thin tree, with some accessories on it such as jewels, and a top with a few branches and leaves. The tree top and the jewel colors would change with the game's registered dates to match the 4 seasons, with your effects and steps slightly altering in color based on the time of year. The idea of a legendary that changes with the 4 seasons, actually corresponding with the real world, was just an amazing and beautiful idea. It would keep the legendary fresh. You would never get bored of it because just as 3 or 4 months have passed, it would start changing its shape. It would change skin. And you would either get a lush tree for summer, an orange tree with falling leaves for autumn, a barren tree with ice crystals in the winter, and then a springtime tree with flowers. It's just so unique and definitely a legendary that I would want. So fantastic idea, Ron, and congrats on getting second place. And we have come to number 1, the winner of the Create Your Own Legendary contest, and the one who will receive the Dreamer. Lashes for the legendary staff, the Sage. The Sage is a nifty wooden staff with the Crichton alphabet etched into it. The letters light up one by one when walking or running, creating sentences. When read, the staff tells of tales that were or tales to come. The stories can be added by ArenaNet with patches. The footsteps are also letters that light up and are mirrored in your footsteps. When drawn, you hear incomprehensible mumbling, silent enough that it doesn't become annoying, but it becomes louder when skills are used. The particle effect is, of course, letter-themed. This blew me away when I first read it. The concept of a legendary actually telling us lore simply by running around, seeing a story unfold as you run. Having to not only pay attention to what letters are lighting up in what order, but kind of being almost forced to learn the Crichton alphabet in order to decipher these stories. It's just brilliant and intriguing. And the greatest part is that the stories can be added, so you would constantly have to pay attention if a new combination of letters is appearing as you walk. And if so, being excited to decipher that story and find out what this new lore is. What is this staff telling me? I knew it as soon as I read this that this was the winner. It just blew me away. Thank you so much, Lashes, for entering the contest and submitting this idea. I will be contacting you and all of the winners for your in-game names in order to send you your prizes. Thank you so very much to everyone who entered. This was a ton of fun to run this contest, and everyone who submitted an idea was just so creative, and they were so fun to read. And I hope we get to do it again sometime. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Congratulations to the winners. Take care and have fun in Tyria. Bye-bye.